Drink water when feeling tired and sleepy. When you study, always keep a fresh water bottle near to you. It's good to keep a glass bottle, because it can use to cool your eyes also. When you feel sleepy or tired, drink 2 or 3 sips of water, and be fresh. Close your eyes for a second, put your water bottle on your eyes, and be calm for a few seconds. Remember, don't close your eyes for a long time, like 5 minutes, or more. Just close your eyes, for a few seconds, otherwise, you'll get to sleep. Drinking water will destroy your sleepiness, and your tiredness. Don't drink too much water. If you do, you will feel sleepy, more than before you were. When you are tired, you won't even need a bed to sleep on, if you drink too much water. You can sleep on your studying desk. So, do drink water under control. Listen to loud music. If you want to study when tired, you have to do something to inspire your brain. Because if you feel tired, your brain forces you to sleep. Then, you will feel so sleepy automatically. So, to get rid of that sleep invitation, you have to inspire your brain and mind. That's why I suggest you listen to loud music, especially, not harmful to your ears. This is a scientifically proven method, and it has worked well for most of the students. So, it's always worth a shot. Try to remove the sleepy mood by listening to music while studying. Study your favorite subject or lesson. When you are tired and sleepy, always choose your favorite subject or the lesson to study. Because when you select your favorite topic or the class, it will inspire you, and pass that sleepy time well. You can explore your favorite subject, without getting tired, and without bothering so much. It will inspire you. After expired the sleepy time, you can move to a hard lesson or less inspiring lesson or subject. It is an excellent trick to study, without getting tired also. Many students try to learn so many hours continuously. But, most of them even don't know about these tips. More than studying one subject constantly, they sleep on the table. Please try to use these tips to study without getting tired, maybe all day. So, learning a favorite subject or the lesson is the best tip to continue studying, when tired and sleepy. Wash your face once per hour. Oh, I love this tip. When you feel sleepy, this is one of the best ways to get rid of it. We collected a lot of data on studying, when feeling exhausted, and many university students have said this. I used to study for over 12 hours on certain days. I felt so tired, when I was continuously learning for such a long time. But, I could manage it and could study, without getting tired because I used these tips. I washed my face at least once per hour, when I felt sleepy. It made me so fresh, and I could study well. That freshness helped a lot to remember the lessons well. But remember, you shouldn't get up and go away, every time you get a chance to go, or feel about leaving studying. If you do so, you won't get time to study at all. So, try to go away maximally once per hour while you are exploring. Always stay focused on your main work. Squeeze your ears and ear tips. Studying in a tired and sleepy mood is not that easy work. You have to be so vigorous to do so. Especially, if you study when tired after work or during sports practices, you have to be firm with your mind and thoughts to learn. If you already do so, you are an influential person from in and out both. I mean, physically and mentally, you are such a strong person. When you feel blinking eyes so much more than before, squeeze your ears and drag down your ear tips for a few seconds. By doing that, you can dispose of incoming sleepiness and continue studying. You can do it when you want to learn for a long time without getting tired. If this tip doesn't work for you, please follow another lead, like go away for a minute and wash the face. Try to do your maximum while studying. Take a minute and remember your target. Feeling tired before studying can happen to anyone. But, if you try to remember your target and future life when tired and sleepy, you will keep calm and study. Never think you are too tired to look for an exam. Always try to think about your good future life and concentrate your mind. But, if you try to overthink when studying, your mind will bring you even to the moon. So, think about the target, be motivated, be inspired, and get back to work again. Talk with someone when feeling sleepy. Is your brain tired from studying? Or are you exhausted from studying? Are you so sleepy? Then close the book for a few minutes and talk to someone near you. If you don't have someone near you to talk to, you can call someone. Your family or best friends won't leave you behind. Try to speak with them. Don't try to speak with them about a lesson or an exam. Just try something more relaxed. Just talk about an old sweet memory. You can try to tell a funny story. Talk about something funny. Trust me, this works well. Talk to someone, but it won't be a huge conversation. Just talk with someone for a few minutes. A 10-minute discussion is enough to get rid of tiredness and sleepiness. This tip is handy to study when tired and sleepy. Remember not to talk too much. If you do so, it will ruin your valuable time. This tip is an excellent lead to study without getting tired also. If you learn for a long time, this will help eliminate tiredness and sleepiness. These are the best tips you can use to study when tired and sleepy. Don't despair if you feel exhausted every time you get to learn. These things will help you to get rid of tiredness and sleepiness. Feel tired before studying is also usual. Yet, it would help if you realized how to oversee it and work. If the porn works, is it remove the sleepy mood? Yeah, for some time, but remember, it doesn't help you to concentrate your mind. Basically, you will end up with porn, not studying. So, no porn. Just try the below tip and cut porn off. Bonus tip. After you followed those things, still feel sleepy and tired, try sleeping for 1 or 2 hours. Tell someone to wake you up because if you are too tired, you won't be able to wake up. Sleeping is an essential thing in our life. More than that, when we are so tired, sleeping is necessary for our body. So, try to sleep at least 4 hours per day. Don't let sleep control your life. So, use these tips to study well when you are Plan your studies and study well yourself. How can you write an exam without fear, if you don't even know what to write in the exam? So, first, you need to study well. Don't worry if you have spent a lot of time, without studying well for the targeted exam. You can have some time left. It might be 3 months, or 1 month, or a few weeks, or a few days. Plan your remaining time to achieve your goal, and make a good study plan to use the remaining time effectively. Concentrate your mind to study. Don't panic, if you haven't learned well in the lectures, or online classes. You can use the internet. You can get any knowledge that you want from there. Self-studying is so essential. Try to study yourself well. When you watch this video, you may be so close to your exam. So you might think, how can I study such an oversized syllabus within a month, or 2 or 3 weeks? Don't worry, we have a solution for that. Try to find some past papers or targeted papers, or similar papers for your exam. Study the questions of the papers, and choose the questions you're willing to do. Get the related lessons for your selected questions first, and study those lessons well. It's better to learn other lessons, because you might not get the same questions as you have targeted. But mostly, we can predict the questions by looking at past papers and targeted question papers. So, by using this method, you can manage your remaining small time to study what you will need in the exam. After executing your plan, you will get a good feeling that helps you to face the exam with confidence. This feeling will help you to write an exam without fear. Remember, making a plan and executing it well is so important. So, planning studies and self-studying helps a lot to write an exam without fear. Practice hard before the exam. When you go to an exam, if you know what questions you get hypothetically, it will be a big help. It is so helpful to write an exam without fear. For that, you need to practice questions hard. If you do so, you will be able to guess what you will get in the exam. You can find some past papers, or practice test papers, as I mentioned earlier. Then you can do those papers, at least 5 questions per day. This method will help you to overcome the fear of the questions, and face any exam with confidence. Reading lessons and memorizing them is not the only thing you have to do. Practicing questions is an essential thing also. When you plan your studies for the remaining time, add this practicing questions task also. So, when you follow your study plan, you can practice the questions also. If the exam is so close, try the full targeted exam paper per day. Write the question papers, and mark whether correct or not by yourself. Confidence is so important. Be strong. Just take a minute and think, I have done something worthy for this exam. So, I can do this. I don't feel afraid to face this exam, only me and the questions. There's no big deal. I have studied well and done correctly so far. So, why should I worry about this exam? Nothing to worry about. I know about myself more than anyone else. I know I can do this. I can do this. Think like this before the exam. Trust yourself. Always be confident and think positively. This feeling helps you to face an exam without fear, more than any other tips. So, think positively and always trust yourself. I think you can do this. Go to the exam and face the exam with confidence. Plan the whole exam time before you face the exam. The other most important thing you need to write an exam without fear is planning the whole exam time. You will be surprised what I will say. I'm not teaching you how to cheat. So, here is my advice. If you know the lessons targeted in that exam, you should have an idea about the questions in the exam paper. So, you can plan every question you are going to answer. For example, let's think your first question is about engineering drawing, and the time for it is 20 minutes. You can plan every minute you are going to face while answering this question. If there are exactly 20 minutes for that question, and you have to know that you have to pass that question after trying at least 18 minutes, then you can go to the other question. Another most important thing is, you have to know that it will cost at least 2 minutes to read, and choose a new good question, when you go to a new question. That's why you should end answering that previous question, at least 2 minutes before the exact time spend on the whole question. I think you can understand the concept I am saying, and it is time management for a single question that you need in an exam. The things you will do between those 18 minutes will depend on your knowledge and practice. That's why you should study well and practice hard before an exam. Minutes you have for a single question depend on the number of questions you have to answer during the exam period. If you see the number of questions, you can get how many minutes you have for a question. Like this, you can divide the whole exam period into questions. You can plan the entire exam time before you face the exam. This tip will help you to write an exam without fear. You can go to the exam with confidence, because you have planned the whole exam before, and know what's coming. That personal feeling will help you to overcome exam fear a lot. With all the experiences, I have well explained how to write an exam without fear. These are the best tips you can use to face any exam with confidence. If you follow these tips well, exam phobia will be just another 2 words to you. I think now you know how to face any exam with confidence. Take a little break. Studying continuously may stress you. So try to take a 10-minute break for every 2 hours you study. Don't use this little break to study another subject. Use this little break to relax and reduce your stress. Take a deep breath and drink some water. Drinking water while learning is always a good habit. Try to keep your water bottle closer to your study place. At the little break, have a little walk. It may be from your room to the kitchen, or the backyard. Having a little walk helps you to release the pressure, and reduce the stress. So, taking a little break is one thing you can do, to reduce stress while studying. Watch few minutes in the environment or somewhere far. This tip is such a reliable tip to follow. If you have eye strain due to online classes, you may also get relief by following this tip. When we study, we look at a very close screen, or else a very close book. It brings stress and pressure to us. Mainly it causes eye strain, which leads to stress. So, when you study at least once an hour, watch few minutes in the environment, or somewhere far. Even you can use your little break to follow this trick. It reduces the eye strain, and also the stress you get while you are studying. Talk with someone. Studying alone is not an easy task. If you have a study buddy, it is not hard, because you have someone to talk to. If you feel you are so alone with studies and all, try to speak with someone. It will help to reduce stress while studying. Human beings are very social living beings. As they have this quality, they always like to talk with someone, and gives them pleasure and relief. So, while you are studying, you pile a lot of stress, because there's no one to speak with you, or listen to you. If you talk with someone, you can reduce stress while studying. But try not to talk continuously. Talking while studying may destroy your studying time. Time will fly due to the talking much, and there won't be any time to learn. So, try to talk with someone with a limit while studying. If you try to study when you are tired and sleepy, talking with someone helps also. What you talk about will depend on you. If it is studies related, it is good. At least a phone call will help you. So, talking with someone will help you to reduce stress while studying. Listen to a slow beat song. I recommended listening to loud music when you study in such a tired and sleepy mood. But listening to loud music or a fast beat song, won't help you much in here. If you can listen to those types of music, your stress and pain in your mind will decrease. So, try to listen to a slow beat song. It will relax your mind and reduce stress while studying. If you are too stressed to study, keep your books and all the studying equipment away for a few minutes, and listen to a mind-relaxing song. Just look at the environment, while you are listening to the music. Or else you can close your eyes and listen to the song. It also helps you to get rid of eye strain. Relaxing the mind is the key to reduce the stress on students. So, listen to slow beat songs reduces stress while studying. Do some other exciting work. Studying is so boring. Studying is hard. But, I need to carry on anyway. Is this the feeling you have? So, just forget to study for a few minutes. Do something interesting instead of studying continuously. Watch funny videos. Play cards with friends. Do something you like to do. It will reduce your stress a lot. On the other hand, you will be so happy for a few minutes. This happiness will lead your mind to a stress-free world. So, doing something interesting helps to reduce stress while studying. But don't forget to get back to the studies again. Otherwise, you will forget your primary concern. Do something interesting to remove from the stressful mind and study again. Other than these methods, there are some special stress management tips, which are so important for every student. So, here are those super special tips. Work in short bursts. It can be hard for the human brain to concentrate on the same thing for long periods of time, so, focusing for 45 minutes at a time, and taking a 15-minute break in between, is the best way to approach studying or writing an essay. But make sure you use those 15 minutes wisely, to give your mind and body an actual rest. Try grabbing a snack or a cup of tea, going out for a short stroll to get your eyes off the screen and books, or even stretching. Breathe and stretch as you study. Breathing techniques are one of the quickest and easiest ways to relieve tension in the body and calm the mind. By taking deliberately deep, slow breaths, the body undergoes a relaxation response, the heart rate slows, muscles relax and blood pressure drops. Try 5 minutes of abdominal breathing, focusing on filling the air in the stomach area. Breathe in for a count of 7, hold your breath for 7 seconds, breath out for 7 seconds. Stretching the body will also help relieve muscle tension, increase circulation, and focus your brain. Enroll in a gentle yoga class for a guided stretching session, then practice the techniques at home. It's important to take a break from sitting at your desk. Not only will it keep you relaxed and alert, it'll help you sleep better, all of which leads to more effective studying and exam performance. You can even get apps on your phone with exercise and stretching routines. Make bedtime a priority. This one isn't going to be easy since you are a student and all, but going to bed at roughly the same time every night is a fail-safe way to improve the quality of your sleep. Having a bedtime routine is also advised, so that the body knows it is about to go to sleep, and will relax in preparation. Turn off all electronic devices at least half an hour before sleeping, and don't try to study from your bed, as you will begin to associate it with negative emotions such as stress. There are also a few studies that advocate the benefits of napping during the day. If you need a quick recharge, try and grab a quick 20-minute power nap. For some people, sleeping longer than that makes waking up difficult, and can make them feel groggy. So you might want to keep it to just that length of time, but it depends on what works for you. Though we need to study better, stress will reduce our speed and the productivity of our studying journey. That's why we should know how to reduce stress while studying. These are my top recommended tips you can use for study stress management. Follow these tips and get the best results. Enjoy your studying journey. Sit comfortably and adequately. As I told you earlier, the process starts from the classroom. You have to sit correctly and comfortably before beginning to learn. After getting to the school, you have to get a comfortable seat. Don't sleep there. Your sitting chair should be less comfortable to sleep in. Anyway, sit comfortably and adequately before the teacher starts the lesson. If it is an online class, make sure you have to find the best place suitable for your studies, unless you don't get a bit from the online lecture. Don't use the bed to attend your online class. Using a bed is so comfortable, I know. But, it is more comfortable for your studies. You will immediately get into a sleep, without even feeling this is a class. So, sit and attend the online lecture. When you study after coming home, don't use the bed or the sofa to learn. So, the first step to studying fast without forgetting is, to get to a good place when you attend a class. Listen to your teacher or lecturer well. This step is the second step you need to follow, to study fast without forgetting anything. Listen to your teacher well while you are studying. Concentrate your mind while you are studying, is so important. The concentration in your mind helps a lot to listen to your teacher well. Whether it is an online class, or a regular class, you should listen to your teacher carefully. Our mind always makes us think about fantasies and imaginary things, when we are at a class or a lecture. Don't let it happen. Try not to give control to your mind. Always try to control your mind by yourself. If you feel sleepy, drink water or wash your face. You can use tips like those to stay in control and study though you are in an exhausted and tired mood. A good attitude will help you a lot, to listen to your teacher and grab the lesson well. So, try to think positively and also keen on learning the lesson. Those feelings will help you to stay with the class well. Try to grab the task at the time the teacher teaches it. That's why you should listen carefully. Try to understand at least 50% of the lesson, at the lecture or the classroom while learning it. Then, it will pave your path to study fast without forgetting any lesson you learn. Write down the note clearly. If the teacher or the lecturer gives a note, write down the note clearly. But, mainly, they provide hardly any notes. So, most of the time, we should make our notes. Making our notes is not easy. Because sometimes, we may forget to include some crucial points in our notes. My idea is making our note is better than copying someone's note, or writing the teacher's note. But, if your teacher gives you a note, you should report it clearly. Also, when you make your note, make a clear note. When you write a note, you rewrite what you have learned. This repeating technique helps a lot to study fast without forgetting. Before you memorize a lesson, you should study it well. You won't score well in exams without studying well. So, you have to learn. These steps will tell you the path to study fast without forgetting anything you looked at. Ask the teacher if you don't understand any part. Don't hesitate to ask any questions from your teacher. If you don't understand something in the lesson, ask your teacher, and clear your mind. Your teacher or the lecturer are always ready to teach you the lesson, until you understand it. That's the purpose of a good teacher. So, after the class or during the study, if you have any doubt, ask the teacher. If it is a big lecture, asking a question during the course might not appropriate. So, you can ask your questions from the lecturer after the study. Though your class is an online class, they may provide you with ways to communicate with the lecturers and the teachers. So use these ways to ask your questions and clear your doubts about the lesson. If you are shy to ask a question from the teachers or the lecturers, you can ask your friends. The most important thing you have to get from following this step is, clear your mind from the doubts about a lesson, on the same day you study that lesson. This technique is a scientifically proven technique, you can use to study fast without forgetting what you learn. Point out how you understand the lesson in the note. In my view, this is the best step in the process of how to study fast without forgetting. I used this technique most of the time as a student, and I found this very effective. In here what you have to do is, You have to write how did you understand the lesson, what are the best points in the lesson in your own words. Use a different color when you write those points. Use your own words. If you want to use some bad words referring to your lesson, it is okay, but they must match your lesson words. Sometimes, your lecturer will talk about special points, even without mentioning they are unique points. You should listen carefully and write those points in your note. It is okay to use your own words, and your favorite color to write those points because the note is yours. You can use it, and you can make it in your style. Just think you are solving a sum in the note. After a few days, you will forget how did you solve this sum. That's where this technique helps. After solving the sums of the same pattern, you can write in the note how you solve these types of questions, in your own words. Then after reading it once, you won't forget that type again. Just in case, though, you forget that you can read that written part in your own words, and remember how you did that. After getting back home, read and remember the lesson note once. If you follow these steps well, you may have studied well before leaving the classroom or the online lecture. But this process also has some tasks to complete after the class. After the lecture, you will feel, I understood the lesson 100%, and now I don't want to study this lesson again. That's the common mistake all the students make. Tough, you felt you understood the lesson 100%, there's something you have to do after the lectures. You should read and study the lesson again for once on that day, after getting back home. Even you don't have homework to complete, under the lesson you have studied. You should read and try to remember what you have learned. This step is an important step you can use to memorize something you have studied for a long time. Reread the note before the lesson starts. You know most of the steps of this process now. This step is the last step you have to follow. If you want to be a topper, this is for you. You read the studied lesson once after you get back home. You also know the next lecture day. Before the following lecture, you should read the notes and remember the previous lesson of the last class. The day you used to study the previous lecture may be before the next lecture day. If you are so busy rereading the note, please use 1 hour before the following lecture to reread the note. It doesn't matter what the time is, but reread the note before the next class. Rereading the note will bring you to the expert level. After reading the note, and remember what you have studied, helps you to learn fast without forgetting. For now, you have checked quickly. In these last steps, you can improve how to memorize what you have studied, without forgetting for a long time. In this video, I have described how to study fast without forgetting in 7 steps. Follow these steps, and study anything and get the maximum memory of what you study. You can't score well in exams without studying well. So, you should learn how to study fast and effectively, especially when you are getting ready for an exam. Remember, everything you study may not be possible, but try to follow those steps. You will remember well more than before, what you learn in the class, university, college, or online classes. Using a clear note. This tip is fundamental, but in my view, this is the most valuable technique you should follow. When you prepare a note, make sure you have designed it very clearly and attractively. Because, after preparing the note, you should get the mindset to read that note again. In that case, you will need a clear note. I've taken this as a studying method, because many students don't prepare their notes. They get copies of some other person's note, or they get lessons directly from the internet. But, preparing our notes helps to improve our studies a lot. By preparing our notes, we can improve our remembering ability of the lessons. Reading loudly and remember. Reading is one of the best studying methods. Though it is suitable for a lonely student, this is a top-class method you can use to increase your memory. But you should remember reading loudly once is so enough. Because if you try to read loudly and remember the lesson, again and again, you will get used to being a parrot. I think you are aware of the parrot method. It is reading loudly by heart and tries to remember. That man can't remember a lesson not by reading it loudly. So, he needs to read it loudly mostly, more than once. So, don't get messed up with the parrot method in this. Most teachers and lecturers don't even like to talk about this study tip, because they have a reasonable fear of getting used to being a parrot. But, as a one-shot study technique, this is a good study tip to use. When you read the lesson loudly, always try to focus on the study you read, unless the only thing you are doing is becoming a parrot. After reading the study aloud, take 5 minutes of a break, and relax your mind. After 5 minutes, try to remember the lesson you read loudly. Try to remember the particular points and facts you will need. Like this, you can perfect this studying method to become one of the best studying methods. This method is one of the most popular and most used study methods for college students. They use this method a lot. Most of them get used to becoming parrots. But, master the plan as I mentioned above, and don't become another parrot. Listen to the audio or watch videos. During the lockdown period, this study method is used by a lot of students in the world. This technique is also a pretty good study technique. Listening to the audio, or watching the videos related to the lesson you want to study, is also one of the best studying methods. You can use this method to remember the task well, and improve your memory. This technique can use when you go on a train, or travel by bus to somewhere. When your mind is relaxed, you can listen to audio related to the study you are doing. Else you can watch a video. This method is an out-of-box studying method. It came to life in many countries in the world after spreading the COVID-19 virus. This studying tip helps a lot to confirm our memorized points of the lessons. We can gain enough details related to the task, which we may haven't found yet. That's how listening to audio or watch videos related to the studies becomes one of the best studying methods. It's worth a shot. Many students, even college students, use this study tip due to pandemic situations. But, this is an excellent technique to use to study and memorize well. Every studying method is not suitable for every student in the world. So, this studying method is also somewhat illegible for some students, who don't like watching the monitors for a long time. So, if you are that type of student, when you follow this study tip, don't look at a screen for a long time. Spend more studying time of yours on your books and notes. Using memory maps and pictures. This tip is one of the most special tips. The other special bonus is the next one. Using memory maps and pictures is also one of the best studying tips to improve our memory. When we use an image, we can remember many facts and points, more than we study in usual ways like reading aloud. Another thing is you should make memory maps by yourself. It was another advantage, and you can increase your memory by making memory maps and pictures. You shouldn't buy memory maps which sell in the shops. It would help if you made your memory maps. That's how you can improve your memory, by using memory maps and pictures. Especially biology students use this method. This method is a handy study method for college students also. When you are done creating and pasting a memory map on a wall or somewhere, actually you are not done with it. You have to memorize it over and over again. Just take few minutes of your time, and look at the picture you have created. Try to remember what those pictures are full of. That's how you can execute this tip, to become one of the best studying methods. Using a unique poem or words. This tip is the best. If there's something you can't memorize or hard to remember, try using this studying method. This method is the perfect studying method to learn hard facts and points. This one is also one of the best scientifically proven study methods. If you were looking to study smart, this is the best tip to become innovative in learning. We can use our poem or phrase, or other words to remember something hard to memorize. Let's take the periodic table as an example. Think you have to study and memorize the first 20 elements. It's better if you can remember all the 20 elements in order using their names. But if it is hard, you can use this special tip to memorize them. You can take the first letter, or first 2 letters of each element, and using those first letters, you can make a poem or a song. You can use your most familiar words for the poem, even including vulgar slang and bad words. It doesn't matter. What matters is memorizing the 20 elements in order. Like you remembering and telling the poem, you should also tell the 20 elements in order. That's the skill you should gain by practicing this technique. So, try this technique. These methods are the best studying tricks you can use to memorize something for a long time. Of course, this tip helps to improve something's memorizing time other than helping to remember it. These are the best studying methods you can use to improve your studies, and also your memory. Every technique here may not be suitable for every student. Still, some methods here are scientifically proven study methods, and the best studying methods according to my experience. So, try to choose your strategy, and study well as you have planned. Make a study plan. Make a reasonable timetable. Use these types of studying methods, and study hard to achieve your goal. Understand online learning practices and expectations. The first thing you need to realize is that online courses are not an easier way to learn, but rather a more convenient one. To successfully learn online, you need to dedicate a significant amount of your time, consistently attend the program, be concentrated while studying, and fully commit to your learning process, just as you would do for a regular course. You should also have in mind that when you take an online course, you may be expected to fully commit yourself and participate in the virtual classroom as required. Be willing to become tech savvy. Work with others effectively. Complete your learning tasks and assignments on time. Be self-disciplined. If you are not able or willing to do all of the above, you will probably not be a very happy online learner. Make sure that you have reliable internet access. Technology glitches happen all the time. Imagine you are working in the middle of the night, and your computer crashes. To avoid mishaps, ensure that you save your work repeatedly and back up regularly using cloud storage, for example Dropbox or Google Documents, in order to be able to access your previous work from your smartphone or tablet, if needed. Furthermore, ensure that you not only have a backup of your online course material and assignments, but also you have saved your instructor's or trainer's contact information, in your cell phone or in your email. A reliable internet access will also give you the opportunity to check in, stay current with your e-learning course, and deal with sudden schedule changes. Have a dedicated study space. Whether you decide to study in your office or in your living room, ensure that this place is quiet, organized, distraction-free, and available for use at any time. Your study environment should be one of your main concerns when you are an online learner, so make sure that it enables your study routine. Furthermore, ask your friends, relatives, and colleagues to respect your work mode and consider turning off your phone and logging off of all social networks when studying. You will want to be neither interrupted nor distracted. Identify your learning objectives and goals. To stay on track with your online course, make sure that you always keep in mind what you hope to accomplish by the end of it. The learning objectives and goals of the e-learning course can be an excellent roadmap during online learning. Read carefully your online course requirements, create notes that are closely related to your objectives, and make sure that you review them thoroughly every time you start an assignment, so that you stay focused on your goals. Finally, Consider starting with the most difficult tasks, as this will improve both the effectiveness of your study and your performance. Build a study plan. An study plan is critical to online learning. Here are some tips to help you build it. Plan ahead. Never wait until the day before an assignment due date to start working on it. It will stress you, and stress will prevent you from effectively completing the online task. Furthermore, knowing when all of your assignments are due until the end of the e-learning course will facilitate your time management. For instance, if you are going on vacation in the middle of the e-learning course, you can study ahead. Have an effective calendar system. Online learning needs structure. Create a study calendar that will help you remember all important dates, like exams, or deadlines for submitting your assignments. You can save your calendar in your computer, or in your mobile device, or you can even create a wall planner, which you can mark up and check every time you study. Create to-do lists. At the start of each week, make a to-do list of the tasks you need to complete by the end of the week. This is an excellent way to prioritize your study plan, and stay on track with your studying. Set time limits. Before you start studying, estimate how much time each task will take to complete, whether it is a specific assignment, or simply reading a chapter. Try to stick to your time limits, as this will help you develop your self-discipline. Furthermore, when you realize that despite your best efforts you cannot concentrate, consider stopping for an hour or for the night. It is better to wait until you are able to start afresh, than to waste your time trying to focus. Stay on schedule. Finally, stick to your study plan. Procrastination is the worst enemy of online learners, so make sure that you stay organized, and you are not falling behind in your online class. If you are having difficulties submitting your assignments on time, contact your online course instructor and let them know, so that they can help you create a consistent study routine. Ask for help when you need it. While it may be constructive to look for answers to your online course-related questions independently, hesitating to contact your online instructor when you are stuck may be problematic. If you don't ask for help when necessary, you may end up falling behind, which may lower your self-esteem, as you may not be able to keep up with the online course. Build a relationship with your online instructor, and avoid misunderstandings by contacting them regularly, and informing them who you are, and how you could use their help. By asking your online instructors to clarify problems, you will also help them not only to evaluate learners' level of understanding of the online material, but also to get an idea of the overall effectiveness of the online course. Finally, due to the open nature of online courses, by asking a question, you also help at the same time your virtual classmates, in case they are having similar difficulties. Keep in mind that if you don't ask for help when you need it, your online instructor may never know that something is wrong. Review, revise, repeat. Regular revisions of the things you have already studied will not only improve your memory, but they will also help you better understand what you are learning. Create your own flashcards for your key notes, and quiz yourself on the key concepts of the online course. Furthermore, consider having one or more study partners. Working in groups will offer you alternative views of difficult concepts, motivation to achieve better results, and help in completing your online assignments more quickly, by reviewing what you have learned. Share your study notes and habits with your virtual classmates and support each other throughout the online learning process. Take study breaks. Your performance will decrease if you are feeling tired or frustrated while studying. Integrate some personal time into your study routine, and you will be able to work more effectively on your online course goals. When taking a break, make sure that you get away from your study space. You need to have a change of scenery. A mild physical activity, such as a walk around the block, will help you maintain balance, renew energy, and go back to studying with a clear mind. Participate in online discussions. Online learning doesn't necessarily mean learning in isolation. Connecting with your virtual classmates on social media, or your online courses forum will enhance tremendously your e-learning experience, especially if you are an introvert, and visual barriers hinder you in expressing yourself. Participate actively in online discussions and group activities, suggest study tricks, Offer your input on the e-learning course, and engage in new ideas. Just ensure that you are mindful of your online tone. Be respectful when you disagree with other members of your online group, and always write in complete and clear sentences to avoid misunderstandings and tone mishaps. Stay motivated. Finally, don't underestimate the effort needed to fully commit to your online course. To make sure that you stay motivated and engaged in your online learning experience, consider following these tips. Feel free to create your study routine at your own comfortable pace. Decorate your study space with inspirational quotes and pictures. Never forget the reason why you took this online course. Accept that you will have productive and less productive days. Have healthy snacks nearby to boost your energy. Reward yourself every time you complete a challenging task. Make sure that you take some time for yourself from time to time. Stay positive and keep your chin up. Follow these study tips for online learners, and you will be able to make your online learning a fun and enjoyable e-learning experience. The inability to believe in one's capabilities and skills is one of the most common problems in essay writing that students have to face. Students who think they are not good in writing will have trouble starting their paper. They doubt their capability to complete it as well. And with this self-doubt, they may never even try to start working on their paper. As a result, these students end up not submitting an assignment, or simply handing in a poorly written one, fully accepting and expecting that they will get a low or failing grade. There are various ways students can improve their writing skills. There are online courses they can take, and they also have the option to take up traditional classes offered by local schools or tutorial centers. Additionally, students should practice writing daily, even if they make mistakes. As long as these mistakes are corrected, they will become better writers in the future. Lastly, students who don't know how to start their essay can always ask for assistance from their teachers, peers, and other people who are more knowledgeable and experienced in writing. Many students will also have difficulties writing an essay about a topic taken up in school. The main reason being that they don't have enough knowledge about the subject matter. This difficulty can be caused by the student failing to take notes in class, or not attending classes at all. He or she may not even understand the topic completely. This will cause anyone to have poor knowledge of any topic. This is a problem that students can easily trounce. Students simply need to put in some extra time to study whatever notes they have. They can also do extra research to understand the topic. Students can also ask their teacher to explain the topic to them again, if they are having a hard time understanding it. Although some students are confident about writing, and have enough ideas to write their paper, if they lack language proficiency, they won't submit an impressive essay. Using the wrong words, misleading language, misplacing words, phrases, and punctuation will result in a poor paper. Some students may even resort to using technical words and jargon with the hope of impressing their teacher. Of course, this technique usually backfires. Students should learn to use simple words and construct short, concise sentences to get a good mark on their paper. Students also need to read more, since this is a good exercise for becoming a better writer. They can also get help from the best assignment experts, if they need help with polishing their papers. These writers will ensure students turn in good essays, reflective of their knowledge and abilities. When all else fails, plagiarism is something that many students end up doing just so they can submit a paper. This is also their last resort if they are rushing to complete their essay at the last minute. Teachers today, check each paper for plagiarized content. Students who submit essays that contain copied paragraphs from published material will find themselves in a lot of trouble. Students need to learn how to paraphrase content they use for their essays. They should know when and how to use references as well. Finally, they should make it a habit to run their essays through online plagiarism tools to ensure that they submit an original paper. Lastly, students are given a topic that has been discussed numerous times already. This can get the student stuck and unable to write anything about it. They think that there is nothing left to explore, and they can't have their own say on such topics. Because of this, they are unable to start writing their paper, much less finish it. Conducting more research will help students find an angle they will be interested in exploring, analyzing, and discussing. Students can also ask their peers, parents, and other people about the topic. Lack of time. Lack of inspiration. Unclear analysis. Poor editing and proofreading skills. So, these are the common problems encountered by students in writing an essay. Keep in mind that essay writing is not something that comes naturally to many students. If you are stuck in the writing process, pinpoint the cause, and follow the tips shared, and the writing practice will definitely help you overcome it. For starters, it helps to improve your paper writing skills. Do not hesitate to practice as much as possible to become the best writer and create top-grade essays with ease. It will help you to increase your college score and learn how to create engaging and well-thought-out papers with no effort. Helps to demonstrate your intelligence. It's easy to distinguish a well-educated person from the first sentences of his paper. If you want to look professional and gain your credibility, perfect essay writing skills is the must. Learn how to write top-notch essays to showcase yourself as a skilled professional in future life. Gains research skills. It's impossible to create an A+ paper without thorough research. Nowadays, in the digital era, research skills are essential. There are tons of information available on the internet. Just grab your smartphone, ask a question, and find an answer simultaneously. However, not all the posts and articles on the web are correct. Essay writing will teach you how to find trustworthy information, analyze, and double-check it. Increase your knowledge in different niches. Conducting research, we always learn something new. Writing essays on different topics, students explore a lot of resources and gather a lot of information. Therefore, students learn something new that is not related to their major. Helps to find a job. Do you want to find a good and well-paying job after graduation? If so, do not hesitate to practice in essay writing. Everybody knows that you have to submit a resume and a cover letter applying for a job. A well-made CV will showcase you as a skilled and well-educated person. Also, a professional cover letter can engage a hiring manager and tell more about your advantages and professional skills. Writing skills are required for promotion. Do you want to work in one position the entire life? I guess that the answer is no. If you're going to get a promotion, you have to indicate yourself as a well-educated person. Imagine a situation when you need to write an email to your boss, create an annual report or presentation. If your email, documents, or a slideshow contains everyday language, misspelling, or grammar errors, you will hardly get a promotion. If you are still confused, whether you are still starting your essay or need help polishing it, get in touch with us at Beyond Edu, to be sure that you will submit a good research paper in time. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video among your friends. Subscribe our channel and join with us. Thanks for watching.